Hello, my name is Adelaide. Welcome back for another episode of HoI in Black Eyes. As PRC, we continue our war against Tibet, although it's we're mostly waiting for the pack artillery to be readied up, and that's going to take a little while. But then we could probably do a renewed attack in here, I suppose. Oh, 100 advance. Did we get the... Oh, it is level 5 air base now. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and send in the... Right, we send it to Shanghai. We'll send these ones back, so they can regain their organization before we start attacking. And then we'll be able to... We'll probably use up the close air support first to do the most damage in there. And then once the close air support needs to repair, we'll shift to the light bombers. And we'll just keep switching which one of them is doing the bombing runs and which one is resting. Well, there we go. Single engine airframe research advance and small fuel tanks. So with just one tech away is the air engine, isn't it? Yeah. One tech away from getting the level 8 close air support. Or, well, starting to research the level 8 fight or interceptor and close air support techs there. But of course, last episode we noticed that the British had actually done a landing in France, so I wonder how that's going to go. That might be pulling a lot of German troops away from the Eastern Front, at least, or, well, Axis troops in general, from at least a little bit. Fighter ground control advance, there we go. And we're, of course, increasing our industry quite a bit in the near future, I reckon. Actually, where is the... Okay, yeah, in March there's going to be... Or March and April there's going to be about, I don't know, 20-ish extra IC that we'll be getting from there. Our submarine torpedo tubes advance, there we go. Now it looks like the Soviets are actually doing relatively well in here. Of course, I would like to be helping them, whether that be with some interceptors or something, or maybe transport planes, and maybe eventually our Western Army will arrive there, but it's a bit far distance away, unfortunately. One of the things that I could potentially do, I could take the main HQ over here and bring this one a bit further west, like Lanzhou, or Lanzhou, to get that a bit further west, so then the Western Army group can be still supported from further away. Air engine research advanced, there we go. So now we can go ahead and get these two underway and prioritize them. We can get those. Okay, so April 7th is over for the single engine fighter. That doesn't take all that long. But you know, we're still behind in tech, a little bit in there, but it's not too bad anymore. How much do we have troops in here? Right, so I suppose another thing that I could do, we still need to get some more troops in here, of course, but I'm going to take the 8th Corps. I'm going to redeploy the troops into here. We'll start sort of reorganizing the troops in such a way that we can do a little bit of fighting against the Allies if need be, or when need be. Oh, there we go, destroyer class level 1. Huzzah! Submarine batteries, there's another infantry division for this corps, so we've got 3 already in here. And then, oh, actually, one of the things that I really should be doing is building up the airbase in Bangkok. And also probably building up the infrastructure over there to be as high as possible. We also got another airbase in here. And we could probably increase the infrastructure over there as well. Just so that we can have enough air support in here to push back the, or, well, potential enemy. It's not too difficult or like too expensive to make. Oh, and there we go. We've got some pack artillery already done. Actually, I think we've got all of them done now. Yeah, we did. Well, I'm a bit surprised. Air superiority tactics advance and decryption machine is advancing. I'm guessing the latter, yeah, that is definitely ahead of time. So I suppose the interception tactics, yeah, we've still got plenty of room to improve our air tactics in general. Actually, how is the information we have on Germany? Quite a bit. Oh, an air support advance, very good. Interception tactics advance. I'm guessing if we got all the upgrades, yeah, we got the back artillery all built up now, so we are getting a little bit more infrastructure. And we are going to get some cruisers, actually, in May. That's actually rather handy. How much do we have cruiser practicals? 6.9, nice. We've got 2.6 on the armor. That's also a pretty decent improvement overall. And, of course, we are going to be working on that much more. But, yeah, there's a decent bit of production queued up. Oh, and the Tibetans are trying to attack again. Submarine fire control advance. Right, so at this point, I'm going to go ahead and leave one of these behind. The others can start attacking. We'll go ahead and send in the close air support to do the bombing runs in here. Go on defensive, we don't really need to be aggressive. Once we need to repair, we're going to just shift to which one is staying behind and which one's pushing forward. At 775 casualties there, how much do they have total men? It's only 12,000 men, actually. Oh boy, so if we can keep that sort of bombing runs going, that is going to be deadly. Okay, that was only 62 there because it was nighttime when the actual attacks happened. Bit of shame, but yeah, that was a good start on the combat at least. Oh, they don't have the proper infantry division here now. Oh, and light armor design to level 7. Very good. So actually, what do we have as our models here? So we've got Type 62 on our armor. We've got generic armor. It definitely looks a bit like a T30. So it is probably like a Type something in there. And then what do we have on heavy armor? Oh, it looks like a KV1. And then infantry tank, we've got... I'm guessing that's probably some sort of Soviet design, but it doesn't have the name in there. But again, it's like for flavor. It doesn't really make much of a difference. But regardless, at least we got some of that underway. We've got a bit more ships underway now. We've got quite a bit of planes underway. We've got a whole lot of infrastructure being built. And of course the naval base and such. So there's a decent bit of work being put in there. We can hopefully... Oh, there we go. That's another 460 casualties. We might do another sortie still today. Yeah, but that's going to be right at the night time, so it's not going to be deal as much. Oh, well, it's 440 damage still. So if we now have a look at, they've got 11,000 men, then they're taking quite a bit of casualties overall. We've got 71,000 men attacking. Plus, I suppose the terrain modifiers be much better for the mountaineers now. Terrain is minus 13%. It's minus 18% for the regular infantry, so it's not a huge difference. Actually, the attack modifier is still pretty much the same. Never mind then. Well, of course, the attack values might be slightly different. Ooh, there we go. That's almost 800 casualties right there. I think the headquarters are taking a bit of a beating. Yeah, no, that's definitely losing a lot of men. These various headquarters in here. But yeah, if we can take this one, then we'll have the enemies surrounded, and then we can wait on destroying the enemies. I mean, we can reduce the number of enemies in there quite easily. And then just leave a small contingent in there that we can then quickly wreck with some ground attacks. And take over the province once we've joined the Comintern. Now, we have probably managed to move a little bit closer again. Yeah, there's another 5 points. I could potentially go ahead and do another trade deal with them. For another bit of metal, not that we necessarily need it all that much, but... Oh, right, ground attack. There was only 5 casualties in there. How's the close air doing? It's still not too bad, actually. The organization penalty from the ground attack is now reduced at least to some degree. So thus, we're not actually needing to rest as much between the sorties. And the amount of bombing... Oh, yeah, there we go. That's another 400. We must have wrecked some of these, actually. Oh, yeah, there we go. There we go. 327. Ooh, amphibious unit training. Ah, right. So naval infantry is going to get a bit more morale. How much is the naval infantry morale that we have right now? We can actually see... Oh, right, because we've got intel on the Japanese, we can see a bit of the areas in here. Plus, I suppose we are building the radar in Bangkok, so that does give us a bit more intel as well on where a lot of headquarters are. Right, so, morale on the naval infantry has got 15%. Yes, it's pretty rubbish still. We could probably go ahead and group up the naval infantry in here somewhere. Start planning for the future... Oh, there we go, that's another 500 casualties for the enemy. So, Shangza, we are definitely making a pretty good effort on breaking through here. Mostly, again, vast majority of the work here is done by the close air support. Which are in a pretty good shape, but still... Yeah, they've got fairly good strength there. Encryption machine. Okay, that's something that we probably need to drop from the research queue. So that's down to 222 research, or active research right now. Well, not active research, but like a research in the queue. And that's another 450 casualties for the enemy. So I suspect that they are... Yeah, another headquarters will probably shatter soon enough. That's another 400. The enemy, I mean, if we do have a look at the manpower total there, they've got 7,000 men there still. If they take 400 per, like 400 to 800 per day in casualties, that's already a massive speed that they're losing troops there. That was another 350 right there, and we've just got a massive a line of infrastructure built again. So how much is the construction practical now? It is 11.0. That's actually pretty decent. Of course, we have been building up the infrastructure between our capital and... like all the way to Urumqi. That way. Oh, twin engine fighter prototype. There we go. The heavy fighters get a bit of boost there, and that's another 100 casualties for the enemy. There's not that many enemy units. Well, there's 4 enemy units in there. There's another headquarters that will probably shatter soon enough with a few more bombing runs. That's already 41% strength there, yeah, so that's probably not going to last very long. After that, it's going to be one of these infantry battalions. Then probably another infantry battalion, and then the cavalry is probably going to be the last one standing. They'll probably get a few headquarters in here. Ooh, advanced armor design. There we go, so we can get many upgrades in here then. There's all kind of something that I might want to go ahead and put to the top of the list. Same with the medium armor. We don't really have that much light armor anymore. We've got a little bit, but it's not really that important. So we can ignore that for a little while. Oh, that's only 23 casualties there. Shameful display. On the other hand, I'm sure that tomorrow we'll get some better results again. Can we still keep on researching? Oh yeah, we can keep on researching the advanced armor design. Well, that's good. Oh, and we get the Child Shield armor protection. There we go. That's actually something that could be quite useful for extra toughness. And a bit of extra defensiveness for our armored units as well. Get that underway. Hey, high popularity. Oh, that was only 5 casualties. Okay, are we... Well, we're not that bad in organization yet. We're having some time to rest there on a daily basis. Worse than the snow is over. How's the battle looking like? We might need to shift one of the units away. I'm going to take that one away and just, you know, rotate the troops in such a way that we can at least regain organization faster. And Japan wants some rubber. You know what? I'm going to give it to them. Because the more Japan can deal or do harm on the allies in the Pacific front, the better it is for us. Because we've gotten what we wanted from them, for the most part anyway. Ooh, oh, it was one of the infantry battalions that shattered first. Okay then, well, there's not that much left behind there now. I suppose one of the things that I could do... Well, actually, no, we're going to leave the light bombers over here just resting for a little while. Although, I think... Oh, well, we've just got some repairs done there. Excellent. You know, there's... Oh, another 250 casualties. Very good, very good. And the combat... Oh, there we go. The headquarters got shattered now. So now there's only the 2 units in there, which are still in combat. They don't have that great of a situation overall, I reckon. The fortification modifier is pretty rough, though, with the weather. Yeah, okay, that's going to make this still quite painful. Rubber surplus lost at 1 level in there, but that's alright. And I'm hoping that's another 300 casualties. So how much do they have total? They've got 4,100 men. So if they keep on losing even 300 men per day, that's already going to be quite a penalty for them. Like, I don't think they'll be lasting very long in there. The infantry battalion is down to 42% strength. And then they got the cavalry in there, which should be taking pretty good damage from the bombing, although not really as much as the infantry. I suppose the infantry is taking most of the casualties from the fighting itself, because it's the top one on the list. That's usually the one that gets targeted most. We should be able to deal a decent bit more damage on that. Well, I suppose as soon as that one's pushed out, the cavalry is probably something like 2,000 men, maybe a bit more. And over here, they're definitely taking... Oh, there we go. That's another 64 casualties for the enemy. So we're slowly, very, very slowly, mind you, but we're slowly making a progress in here. Well, there we go. That's over 1,000 men, 0 casualties for us. That's 100 casualties for the enemy in with the sortie. And yeah, Japan, you can get some tungsten. Down to 38% strength. And 58% strength on the cavalry. Ooh, there we go. That's shattered. But now there's only the cavalry remaining. At this point, the close air support is still in a pretty good shape overall. I suppose what I could do, actually, I'm going to go ahead and start doing some ground attacks over here with the light bombers. Start especially the troops that are on the move, we can start dealing damage onto them. And thus, they will either shatter again, or as soon as they arrive in here, they won't take a lot of attacks there. So that's 400 casualties in... Oh, both provinces took 400 casualties there. There we go. That's 800, or 1,800, sorry, remaining in Zhangzhou. Zhangzhou. Whichever way that is pronounced. But yeah, there's the cavalry is down to 44% strength. And the bombing runs over here in Lhasa should be going... that's another 400 casualties. Another 100 in here on the cavalry. So yeah, that's below 42% strength now. So probably in 1 or 2 more days of bombing, and they might actually just give up. Well, it depends how well we do the bombing, I suppose. But yeah, it's... or how successful the sorties are. But I think we can get that one sorted, and then it's just going to be the capital. And we can keep on doing bombing runs with the light bombers in there for the time being, at least. All the damage that we can do to them, the better. They have no industry whatsoever, actually. Well, they got the base 10 IC, I suppose, but that's about it. Ooh, payment received, there we go. Aha, we took a victory in here. Well, finally. Which means that these could probably just rest for a little while. Regain some organization. We are moving in here. We are actually going to be in there fairly shortly. Now with the pack artillery, that probably doesn't just slow us down as much either. Ooh, there we go. There's another 400 casualties in Lhasa, so that's pretty nice. How close are we now to get into the Soviets? We're at 128 out of 25 that we need to be at. So the movement speed has slowed down again. I suppose what I could do is just go ahead and embargo a few more nations. Maybe Netherlands and Mexico. And then there's probably another two that I could or afford to embargo. USA is not one of those. Belgium is not one of those. Norway I could probably embargo. I don't think they do a lot of trading with me anyway. And, well, maybe Denmark. So that way, we should have a slightly larger push towards the Comintern, although it's still not going to be huge. I suppose if there's a lot less pull from other areas towards us, then we should be mostly fine. Because one of the things that I could do is declare war on Germany, so there wouldn't be any pull from them. So that would already allow us to drift a decent bit closer. Because currently, well, actually, who is influencing us? Yeah, no, it is Germany, actually. We're aligning ourselves, I believe. Or are we? Yes, we are aligning towards Comintern. But Germany, UK are influencing us. So that does complicate things a little bit. But yeah, we've got the core over here. Oh, right. Oh, there's the naval infantry coming in. I'm just going to double check. Is the naval morale... Okay, it's 21.5% now on morale for the naval infantry. Still quite rubbish, mind you. But it will be slowly improved. Another naval base is going to... Oh, did we get the industry already built? No, okay. We've got one of them. We're going to get another one tomorrow. Airport capabilities to level 5. There we go. So we could go ahead and send in the mountaineer up here. Have a bit more troops to surround the enemy with. And eventually start destroying them one by one. Yeah, we got the industry now. How much the contract practical? It's 11.1. Okay, I mean, it's... Oh, armor plate thickness. We could actually go ahead and research that one. From that surplus down to 2, which is a bit unfortunate, but it's something that we can live with for now. Doing the ground attacks in the Tibetan capital, of course. Oh, there we go. We got in here. So now they're trying to do counterattacks, and they're going to be taking pretty hefty casualties for these headquarters. They won't really deal any damage to us, I reckon. Oh, and there we go. The airbase is now level 6. Or will be level 6, so we can repair the planes a lot faster in here. Now, the light bombers could use a bit of rest, I suppose, so we'll shift who's doing the bombing runs again. I'm guessing with these we can probably wreck the enemies quite easily. I'm guessing we're still not drifting too quickly towards the Comintern. I mean, we are still drifting towards them slowly, but yeah, the difference is quite small. Oh, 1,000 casualties in that bombing run. Okay, that's pretty respectable numbers. I'm going to go ahead and start attacking in from all directions. So we're going to start reducing the enemy numbers in there. We're not going to initially take the province yet. But I just want to reduce the amount of fighting that we need to do later. Since some of the enemies are not fully dug in there yet. And we can destroy some of these now permanently. Some of them will reappear a few times, but... oh, and there we go. That's another 875 casualties. So if we do have a look at the total numbers, they've got 49,000 men actually there. A bit more than I expected. There we go. That's another 1,000 casualties. So if we keep doing the bombing runs like that, I'm sure that the numbers are going to be going down fairly quickly. There's still more of these headquarters just reappear and then get destroyed, and then reappear and get destroyed for a while. But eventually they're not going to be much of a problem. Every time that they take damage, they'll shatter immediately. Ah, there we go. Tomorrow we're going to get another factory. And then one more factory by the end of the month. And then in April there's going to be like 10 more factories. Or industrial capacity. So that's going to be a pretty good boost there. For industry, we've got already almost 250 total IC, or base IC rather. Total IC is, well, we're going to be losing the 10% boost from there in May. So it's going to be slightly less. But it's still going to be well over, or around 550 even after we lose the modifier. Are the close air support doing? Do they need rest? They could use a bit of rest. I think it will be mostly fine. I'm just going to see if they start doing another bombing run today or not. If they don't do a bombing run today, well, they'll probably do one tomorrow, and then we can shift the light bombers to do the runs again. And looks like we can repair 6 squadrons at the same time there now, so that should make life a little bit easier. We've got some more reinforcements to join into the combat, so these can join in. We'll pull that one out of the combat, because that took most of the damage. So now if we have a look at the manpower in here, we have 86, almost 87,000. Then we've got 48,000. So yeah, it's not the worst. Oh, and there's another 100 casualties for the enemy. I'm going to go ahead and assign the light bombers doing ground attacks in there. We'll let the light or the close air support rest for a little while. There's a lot of enemy units in there, which probably do a little bit of damage at a time. on our planes, but it's just there's so many of them that it does actually deal already a decent bit of damage overall. But this is why we have two sets of planes. So one of them can rest while the other one deals damage. Oh, there we go. That's another 300 casualties. Very nice, very nice. It's another 130. This could actually, technically speaking, redeploy. Same with this one. So we'll move slightly faster. Of course, we'll have the delay for like less than a day. So that's not really a problem anymore. There we go. That's another 200 casualties. So let me actually have a look at the situation around the world. So the Japanese are getting pushed back further south. It's not looking too great for them. They do control a bit more Borneo. Java is still the same, so I don't think there's going to be too much changes right now with the war in the Pacific. Meanwhile, oh, right, so the Italians still hold half of Crete, and oh, rather Cyprus. They've retaken part of Crete already. And looks like they've pushed back the allies to the toe of the boot. There's still the... Okay, yeah, there's a decent bit of holding in here in southwestern Iberia of various allied nations in there. Looks like... Oh, the British landing in France has failed. Well, actually, that's good for us. Or good for the Soviets, at least, because the Soviets can then start pushing further and further. Of course, we are still unable to join in. But not much I can do about it. Well, there are some things that I can do about it, but there's a very limited number of things. Actually, are there any Axis nations that I have not embargoed yet? Japan. Well, you know what? I'm going to leave Japan open. So I can do a bit of trading with them. Slovakia, I won't be able to embargo. Because they are a small nation like that. I do wonder, I suppose Poland, we've already embargoed. Canada, I suppose we could embargo you. Just reduce the amount of nations that we're trading with. I mean, we don't need resources right now anyway. Oil is one of the things that we are a little bit on the low side, but we're converting a decent bit of it, producing some. Well, there we go. Of course, we've got a decent bit of fuel still, so I'm not too worried about it. We've still got 6 divisions versus there's 16 units in here. Of course, a decent chunk of that is not really combat units. And how is the light bomber? They could use a bit of rest soon enough. We'll let these regain. So actually, how's the... Oh, we got the infrastructure on level 5 already. There we go. New base. Oh, right. And is that's another infantry division for the 16th Corps. So that should be now a full corps, right? No, it's still waiting for one more. Never mind. Well, we'll be getting that probably... Yeah, it's a matter of about a week. We've got on the industries... Oh, that got slowed down a little bit. I see. So the IC efficiency may have dropped or something. Oh, well. How are we doing over here? Oh, export rubber to Venezuela. Nope. Not this time. Heavy armor fortune. Ah, there we go. We can get the armor thicknesses going. So we can send that one in. I suppose what I could do is, well, we'll start getting the armor thicknesses at least. We'll probably want to prioritize those a little bit. The heavy armor fortune, we might also want to continue that one. So we can get the following levels as well. It's another 350 casualties. So, did we... Right, so we can probably pull that one out of combat. Do we have another one in here? We do. That can join in. I'm guessing we might have a bit of... yeah, we may need to switch some of those around. So now we've got 7 divisions attacking versus there's 17 units total. So where did... Oh, it was probably some units retreating from here, wasn't it? So those have now arrived. But basically all of the... Well, headquarters over here are all in very, very bad shape. Let's just say, but slowly but surely we'll reduce them to atoms. Then we need to get through some of these garrisons and such in here. That's the bigger problem. So I guess the close air support can take... Well, I'm just going to go ahead and have both of these be doing the bombing runs. They might be both be repairing at the same time occasionally, but at least that's going to keep the things rolling for us to some degree. There we go. That's oh, both of them are actually doing bombing run here. That must be 15 casualties only. What? Well, it may have been a lot of stacking penalty then, I suppose. There we go. That's 180. Now, if we look at the combat in here, so there's still 17 units. Oh yeah, they got basically 17 units still. So these units that shattered are going to be reappearing shortly. But eventually, I'm hoping that they won't be much longer. I suppose they're just forming up some new corps and... oh, that's 1,000 casualties there. There we go. How much do they have total? Still 44,000. There's still about 2 to 1 for us in terms of the numbers, but yeah, it's not looking too great right now. Ooh, that's some good hits there. That's another 800 casualties, almost 900 actually. Because we're also taking pretty hefty casualties ourselves, so we may have some issues here over time. Actually, that's another infantry division that could join in. I'm going to go ahead and pull one of these infantry divisions back, just so that I can start regaining some organization. Ooh, got ability for twin engine planes. Again, we don't need to destroy all these troops in here, but I'd rather see at least most of them be removed. Oh, there's another... Is that the... Yeah, that's the infantry division. There we go. That's the 16th Corps done. We could maybe go ahead and get some more infantry, to be fair. We don't have too much infantry underway right now. So let's go with the regular infantry. We'll do some changes in here. And we'll put in the medium artillery. Put in heavy AT. And we'll probably put in like just light vehicle. Get like 2 cores of these. Technically what we could do is take the recon away and put in mixed support instead. How's the mixed support? Oh, it's 29 piercing on that already. Okay, that's pretty decent. But yeah, if we get these, it's a decent bit of cost admittedly, but it'll be fine. We've got plenty of manpower. And we've got a fairly decent industry overall right now. I mean, it could be better. We've got base IC of 250. Oh, Operation Steadfast. How's the situation of the Eastern Front? So the Soviets have taken Kiev. They've taken Odessa. They might be losing some of those provinces eventually, but... oh. Looks like in Spain, the Allied landings over here have been split. Interesting. And yeah, the situation in Brittany has been solved already. Not too much... Oh! There's some Norwegian, or some German troops in Norway. Now, whether that is event spawn troops or not, I don't know. It could be event spawn troops for all we know. Ah, there we go. Resource production. Ooh, land power. Ah, so IC efficiency is dropping, but at the same time, the manpower modifiers increased. Territorial pride, land organization, and organization regain rate are increasing. Oh, and radar advance. There we go. And there's a 500 casualties from the radar, or ground attack. So the radar proximity fuse, is that's in the bomb? Hold on, is that in the bombs? Oh no, that should be in the artillery, shouldn't that? Yeah, it is. Okay, sure. How's the radar? Oh, that's 1945, so we can drop that one from the research queue at least. And the aviation ASOS radar actually can be dropped. There we go, that's down to 227 techs. Still quite a few, admittedly, but... oh, there we go, 650 casualties for the enemy. Do we have anyone else that needs to retreat from the combat soon? That might need to retreat soon-ish. But we can hopefully keep the battle going for a little while. Now, I suspect that the enemy might be having some issues with their manpower by now. Hey, ground attack efficiency goes up. That's really handy, actually. And there we go, we're doing another bombing run. There goes the headquarters once more. That's another 750 casualties. But down to 41,000, we've got 80,000. Not 80, 90,000, sorry. So we've still got more than 2-to-1 ratio. Of course, we've got some units that are resting, which they do not have the luxury of. We're still building a decent bit of industry. We're also getting some more planes. Oh, right. Once we get these, we're going to start finally researching the increased capacity for the airfields. That is going to be quite important. Like, we didn't have the time or opportunity to research that until we had already too much industry. Ooh, heavy artillery increase to level 3. Very good. And that's a bit of a ground attack in there. We've got some infrastructure and a steel refinery as well built. That's quite nice. Probably go ahead and actually, what do we need in terms of resources? Could get some more chromite, actually. Buy that from the Soviets. Let's trade. Now, speaking of Soviets, have we started drifting any further in? I think a little bit, but yeah, we're not really moving that much closer. It's currently 120, basically 126 out of the 25, so yeah, basically no change whatsoever. I suppose, yeah, while there is a pretty good pull from the Comintern, since we're pretty close to that, the Allied and Axis pulls are actually working together, more or less. So the change is actually still fairly small. So one option would be to just declare war on Germany. Or like Japan again, although I suppose we got a truce with Japan, so I don't suppose I can... A non-aggression pact? Ah, okay. We could revoke the non-aggression pact. Sure, that reduces relations with them a little bit. And that might reduce the pull from the Axis a bit further, although, no, it doesn't really have much of an impact. So we could potentially do another war against Japan and just, you know, do a bit of air war. Actually, where did we got the interceptors over here. Bring these in. We're building up the airfields over there. I suppose, do we have another... Oh yeah, we got another one in here. So we have one as a reserve and one doing the flying in there. Then we got some interceptors in here. There's the third interceptors. I could bring these into... probably Taichung. Where did we have another interceptor wing somewhere? I'm pretty sure that we had somewhere. Not there. Hold on a minute. That's the first there we go. We had those intention. So group these into 2 sets. Right now, well, we've got a little bit bombing runs into Laza. But it's, the one from Bunbar needs to pull back. We've got the other one that has rested at least for a little while. What about the rest of the combat? Is there anyone else that needs to pull back? Not urgently, but probably soon enough. At least some of the units over here. It's down to 18 organizations, so we can probably pull that one back and send the other one back in. Keep trading some trades in here. Oh, they're down to 11 units now. There we go. Right, surplus increasing. HE ammunition for the cruisers is improved. So, well, that is almost up to date now. That's pretty decent. But yeah, potentially fighting against the Axis might allow us to be moving or drifting towards the Comintern a lot faster. Alternatively, I could declare war on the Allies, but that would be a bit more risky. Much, much more risky, in fact. It could be kind of interesting solution to the problem. I mean, if we... Well, we could probably... We're not going to do it today, I reckon, or this episode, because we're basically out of time. But what we could do is we could declare the war on Japan for something. I don't know what we'd declare the war for, to be fair. But yeah, if we were to declare war on Japan, that way we can then at least be at war even if we destroy Tibet. Although Tibet might actually get pulled into the Axis then, for all we know. But the idea is that we can negate the pull from the Axis over here, and thus we should be drifting a lot faster towards the Comintern. Then we can join the Comintern, and we can join the war proper, and after that we'll see how much we need. So I think, yeah, that's probably what we'll do next episode. I know that there's not been too much action here other than a little bit of skirmishing over here in Tibet for the past few episodes, so I do apologize for that, but unfortunately we are out of time for this one. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, check the links down below in the description, but other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.